Well, every Tuesday night, there's a show that comes on, and the channel is called Viceland. One word, Viceland. And it's kind of a documentary channel, in a sense. And it just covers anything and everything that, some of us may find interesting, or maybe you won't find interesting, but they're going to cover it anyways. So, when I first saw some of the commercials coming on a few weeks back, I'm like, yes, looks like it might be interesting. You know what? Let me set the old DVR to record. So, I've been recording it all this time, and there have been some interesting shows from people in Palestine digging tunnels through like Egypt to try to find a better life. Syrian refugees coming across, women especially from Syria, younger women, I should say, from teens up into the 20s, I'd say, maybe 30s, looking for a better life. They have nothing. The United States has absolutely destroyed Syria with our little funding of rebels and all this. Oh, but no, they're good. They're for the people. No. So they're trying to flee. So they go into places, and I think it was in Egypt, where they're essentially, I think it was Egypt, and they're like barely second-class citizens. And there's men who essentially are their pimps, who are telling them, oh, you want a job? I'll give you a job. And the pimp is keeping a lot of the money they earn, and they just keep a little bit of the money they earn, and they have nothing else left to do to survive. I think I discussed this a little bit ago. And I also, I did this video talking about these younger women selling their soul, I think was the title of my video, which translates to selling their body, just to survive. So Viceland has this show on Tuesday night, and I forgot the title, but it's something about sugar babies and sugar daddies. So the women want a sugar daddy, but they're calling them sugar babies because they're not exactly like, older women. These are young, and I mean of age, legal age, but they are young women. And it seemed like most of the problem, or the reason a lot of these girls, want to become a sugar baby and get themselves a sugar daddy, which there's a website that a man put up that essentially is that. This isn't a prostitution site, okay? Everyone be warned, this is simply a dating site, but with a twist. And the twist is, all the men here, they want companionship, but they don't want to be tied down. They're not going to marry you. And there's even a section under the men's profile of their net worth. I'm worth 10 million, I'm worth 5 million, And as you can imagine, the site is mostly turned into, well, I want a little more than companionship, if we're to be honest, because when these women become sugar babies, they get their sugar daddy, it's like an agreement. Here's what I want out of this supposed relationship, and that's the man speaking. Here's what I want out of it. Now the owner of the website says, well, if you don't like what the man wants, you don't go on a date with them anymore, or at all. You don't even have to go the first time, because you can Skype with them, you can talk to them, and they're going to be pretty upfront with you when they talk to you over the internet. This is what I want. Here's my sexual preference. Here's some of the things I'd like to do regarding sex, and they have women on there telling you, oh yeah, I've got about right out of a dozen sugar daddies currently. This lady says you have currently a dozen, and another lady's like, yeah, I just go on there, I date different guys, but and she's this one girl, Asian looking, sure made it seem like she's not doing anything other than going on dates and companionship. Maybe that's all she does, or maybe she just didn't want to tell them over to the camera. But one way or the other, I mean, they showed her going on a date. She's like, oh yeah, I just made $150 or something like that. I think it was around $150. She's like, most girls, they go out on Facebook, they may spend 3 hours a day on Facebook and chatting and all this stuff. Me, I'm using my time a little better than chatting on Facebook. I'm going out, I'm doing stuff, and I don't have to pay for any of it. These guys are willing to pay for it. They take me out to dinner. I have these dates. I listen to them. We talk. It's like we're almost like married or dating, but we're not. I tell them how my day was. They tell me how their day was. We eat dinner, and then here's $150 or whatever. And so the other lady that's got like 12 sugar daddies. Again, these are younger women. And what I was going to say earlier, which I never did, was that student loan debt. When I saw that in the documentary, this is J. Snip Forworthy here. Yes. What about that student loan debt? These girls are realizing that even with their it said in the documentary, even with their great college degree they just got, and on average having around $30,000 or $35,000 in debt, student loan debt, and realizing they're getting the entry-level job these days, even with that college degree, they can't afford to live, pay bills, do just normal stuff, and survive whatever. So they have to find other income. And when they found this other income, hang on a second. So they decide I'm gonna find a sugar daddy. That's what's gonna help me pay my student loan debt off. And then a lot of these girls come to realize, pay my student loan debt off, I'm getting enough money that there isn't a job that I could possibly get, even with a great college degree and great experience under my belt, that pays me like this does. And again, a lot of these girls understand this isn't just about companionship. These men want more. And some of the girls describe what some of these men want, specifically their sexual appetite. And they say, we fake it. We fake, it's a job. We're faking whatever the man wants us to do. We're not enjoying any of this. We're faking it because it's that drive to get that money. And they say, well, how much? The lady with 12 sugar daddies, how much? What's the most you ever made do? On a day, in one day? She says, well, about $30,000 one day. Or no, excuse me, I think it was a month. In 1 month, what was the most you made? It might have been a day. I'm a little confused now. I can't remember. It was either a day or a month. It was $30,000. I think it was in one day. Most she ever made. And the lady liked to shop. I like having nice stuff, shoes. I go shopping. One of my sugar daddy, he pays for this condo, this apartment. It's mine. I don't have to pay for anything. He pays for it. But this sugar daddy's, out of all 12 of them, he's actually the one I like the least. I really don't like this guy. I hate even going, when it's time to go see him, I actually hate going over there. But the money, he pays good. And so it's essentially become a form of prostitution, and the women, a lot of them are okay with it because we're not selling our bodies on the street. We're doing this in a professional manner. we're on our, we're sophisticated. We go on the internet, we sign up to this website, we Skype, we talk, we go out to eat. We have some kind of relationship that ends up leading to sex and various forms of whatever the guy likes of sex, if you will. And one girl saying, yeah, I was really drunk one night, the guy wanted to party, my sugar daddy, and I got pretty, hammered and essentially passed out, fell asleep, just too much to drink. And I remember waking up to him putting cigarettes out on my arm. And she shows all the scars on both arms. And there's quite a few scars on each arm. And she said that was the last time I was with that sugar daddy. Oh, that's nice. So essentially these men, what it is, again, these are very high net worth men. And Jason Dip has talked about high net worth men, CEOs especially, but women too, high CEO women, they do that too, as well as our government. I'm head of the CDC, lady, female, looking the other way. We destroyed the evidence that proves there's a link between autism and the MMR shot. We destroyed the evidence on purpose because we could not have this come out, and now I work for the biggest company that produced that MMR shot, and I get paid a handsome salary. Right, so women too, but mostly men, right? I mean, when you look at the absolute richest people on the face of the earth, they're men. And when you get that taste of money, something else comes along with it that you may not have necessarily had any idea would come with it. But it's coming with it, and you're going to taste it, and that's called power. The more money, the more power. And again, it comes with it. It's a side effect, like a commercial. Side effects of lots of money may include treating women like trash, stomping on them, putting cigarettes out on their arms, asking for weird sexual favors, right? It comes with it. So with that power comes all this, I'm better than everyone else, I'm the king, I'm the one in charge, you owe me, I'm paying you, so shut up. That kind of attitude. And all these stories I'm listening to, that's kind of sounds like what most of these women deal with. Power tripping, very rich men who want to have their way with you and have some very sick and twisted things to do with you. Because some of them described, and I'm not even going to repeat in this video some of the things that some of them described, other than the cigarette thing. That's about as far as I'm going to go. But all of this, again, it all boils down to someone, female, realizing I'm screwed. Even if I didn't have the college debt, I'm just going to be below average from the looks of things. I may not even be average. In other words, I may not even be middle class. I may be lower middle class. And I've got this college degree. And I've got $35,000 to pay off. How in the hell am I going to do this? So the host of this particular episode, good, decent looking girl, younger, well, younger as in she might have been around 30 years old or so, maybe a little older, but she said, all right, there's another lady she went and spoke to who's has a business of, I specialize, or I'm not sure what the hell it was, but she specialized in exactly how to put your profile up on this site, this website. No, you don't want to say that. No, don't put that. No, no one's gonna. They don't want to hear that. Get rid of that. Yeah, put that instead. That's good. Okay. Take that out. Change that wording. Don't put divorced. Put single. Okay. Yep. There you go. So she said, I'm just gonna put my profile on there, and I can even set what my expectations are of what a quote unquote date will cost a man. And she's like, well, you could probably put, if I put 5,000, no, that's probably a little high. I'd go a little lower. She goes, yeah, but if I'm just gonna do this, I'm going, go big or go home. I'm gonna put, can I put 10,000 and then negotiate? She goes, yeah, you put that there, and then under there you put negotiable. That'll let the man know that there's some wiggle room for negotiations, a price. Okay, I'm gonna put let's start with 10,000. And they're interviewing other women, and then I'll, let's check our email. Oh, we got a hit. And guy gets, they messed his voice up, whatever, changed his voice so he couldn't identify the guy over the show. I don't think he had a clue anyways that this was being done, but they changed his voice around, so it doesn't matter anyways. Can't identify him. So it's just a Skype, hey, how are you? And, oh yeah, okay, purple dress, nice dress. And he goes, oh, can I just be like right up front and blunt with what I want, what I expect, and is that okay? Oh yeah, sure, go ahead. She says, yeah, sure. So this isn't going to be a I'm taking you out to eat and that's it. Okay. This is what I expect. This is what I want. I've been with other sugar babies, if you will, and we go on a date. Go to dinner. They perform something on me. Usually, I usually pay, I don't know, maybe up to $300 per date, whatever. For that, or at least for that part, that we'll call it the Bill Clinton episode of Monica Lewinsky, that kind of thing. And he just starts to be blunt. This is, sexually, this is what I want. This is what I want you to do. Are you experiencing this type of things? Not really. Not okay. How's your downward dog pose yoga? Yeah, no, I can do that. Okay. But he wasn't happy when she said the type of sexual stuff. She said, I'm not really, I haven't really done that kind of stuff, or not familiar with that. Those positions, as he called it. That was the turn off. That was the ending point of the conversation. You could hear it immediately. He didn't like that answer. All right, well, listen. Keep working on your downward dog pose, he says to her. Keep working on your downward dog pose. And, see you later, bitch. And not even I'm going to call you back, or nope. You're not the one for me, is essentially what he was saying. Oh, and of course, would you mind standing up in front of the camera so I could see your full body, in her dress? And after they hung up or whatever, ended the call, they'd asked, the crew asked her, what do you think about that? She goes, that was just very, very weird. I felt very, very uncomfortable. I felt very uncomfortable. And she said the worst part was really when he asked me to stand up and like show myself to him, so I, like he can see what he's getting or whatever. And she wasn't gonna do anything. It was just for the show. I'm just gonna sign up and see what happens. And I think that particular guy, his net worth was $10 million net worth. Yeah. And then, at the end of the show, it said the one girl who had 12 sugar daddies, and the one she hated, he wants things from her that she just hates doing, but the money's really good. She has now been kicked out of the apartment because she's no longer wants to see him. He's not paying for the apartment, of course. So she has moved in with a friend, and that was like the little update. And the other two are still doing it. The other one, she completely stopped. But these women, it's the whole point of this conversation, this whole story I'm telling you. A human being will do anything to survive, and they'll do almost anything to lighten the load of what we call life or stress or monetary issues, which causes life to suck and stress to come. They'll almost do anything. And some of these women were doing anything, fully aware of, obviously, this isn't just going to be a date. We're going to do some stuff after the date. But I'm okay with it. It's a job now. I'm getting paid a lot more than a prostitute. And this isn't really prostitution. It is, but it isn't. Because we're going on a date. We're having a mutual agreement. We're talking. We're eating. We're going places. We're doing stuff. You're doing stuff, all right. And then I get paid. So, yeah, it's a It's a higher class level of prostitution, essentially, right? And these women, there ain't no pimps. They sign themselves up on the website. The man's on the other side of the, the equation on the website. They chat. It's no different than Match.com or what's the other one? eHarmony. It's no different. And they said right on the site, we know people are using our site essentially for prostitution. What amounts to prostitution, but the website owner was like, look, everywhere you look in society, there's always something, and well, don't you think that's not right, or that could be, abused in this way? People are not using it the right way. He said, everything's that way in life. This site wasn't designed for people to come on here and start prostituting themselves. It was essentially for high net worth men who want younger women for companionship. Now obviously I'm thinking, yeah, okay, well, you know how that's going to go. But you couldn't argue with the guy because he had an answer. And he said, look, at the end of the day, you got a prostitution, she has to go a prostitute. There's a pimp and all that. At the end of the day, before you even go on the first date, the intentions and what is expected, you've already discussed those things. If you don't like what you hear or what you think is expected, it's nice meeting you over the internet. Have a nice day. Not interested. Thanks, though. But the bottom line is, if this is a site for sugar babies and sugar daddies, the sugar babies know we're a lot younger. These guys are older. They got plenty of money. I'll do whatever they want me to do. I'll be their little sugar baby. Because I got a lot of student loan debt I got to pay off. And as I pay that debt off, I just realized, like the one lady, I made $30,000, even if it was in 1 month. Not a day. I just got enough money to pay off my student loan debt. If it was $30K. I just got enough money right now to pay off my student loan debt. And again, when you see that kind of money, big dollars rolling in, you will know instantly, okay, what is I got a degree in such and such. What's the starting pay on this? $16 an hour. Which some of you might, some of us, right now, like when I lived out in the country in Tennessee, $16 an hour was big money. Okay? $12 an hour was pretty good out in the country. 16, ooh. But what the hell's $16 an hour? $30,000 in student loan debt. I got to pay this off. Plus I have to live, apartment, rent, house, whatever it is. Groceries, car, insurance. Filthy, rotten health care that I can't afford. Freaking IRS is nailing me because I can't afford it. Oh, that's right, you're subsidized. You're subsidized. Don't worry about it. Can't afford it. Why in the hell do I want to go make $15, $16, $20 an hour when I can go on a freaking date, be gone 2 or 3 hours at the most of one day with one guy, and pull in a few $100 potentially? And if I don't do the other stuff, maybe I'll make $150, like the one girl. Because there are some men out there who just want a female companion. Maybe they're ugly, maybe they're insecure, whatever it is, and they are just going on these dates for companionship. Again, that's not the majority. The majority is, as I explained, that they're after one thing and power over these women and do what I want you to do to me. But there are some that do that. So the girl could say, man, I don't want to do those things, but I'll go on a date with the guy. I'll make him think I'm very interested. I'll have a great conversation. He's going to think there's actually something, there's sparks there, but I'm faking it. I want the money. I'm here for you, for your companionship, that you're paying me to do this, and I'm going to do my job well. However, it's going to come up where you want to go to the next level, which also means your $150 per date is going to go to the next level. $500, $800, $1,000. Ooh, $150. I remember we would go on a date 3 or 4 times a week. $150. Plus I had maybe they have maybe they took the $16 an hour job too. I don't know. wow, I don't even need that job anymore. All I have to do is keep dating this guy, going to the next level, and now I'm going to get 500, 600, 800, whatever bucks per date. And we were already going on dates 4 or 5 times in a week. So if I just did 4, because I'm going to the next level, I don't want to have to do that as much as I have to. So 4 times a week, man, make that 3 times a week at $500 a pop, let's say. And if I fake it really good, $700, $800, I don't know. But look, $500, $5, $10, $1,500 a week. I can't make that at $16 an hour. $1,500 a week, man. And then you're hooked. It's the money. It's the will to not just be surviving and just paying the bills. It's the will to be more than that. Have more than that. I don't want to struggle as much. Lessen the stress. And being a female, you've got the tools. Males, they can't really do that. There's not a male site where there's young men and the older rich woman looking. I mean, I'm sure there's something, but it's not even comparable. But I just wanted to share that with you because that was it's just interesting to see a society, and again, in a country like America, and this documentary was in America. This can't possibly be the greatest country. Chase the American dream. Everything's awesome. Legoland point of view. Or Lego movie point of view. Because they find out right after they got that debt, oh, you're out of school, you have to start paying it or we'll garnish your wages. Oh, you don't have wages? The debt is going to start compounding and the interest rate's going to go up because you haven't made your payments. You better find a job quick. Of course, as you know, a lot of students say, whatever, I'll owe it for the rest of my life, I don't care, I have no other choice. The women, these younger girls on the other hand, think, well, I'm cute and I can make a lot of money doing this and I'm going to do it. I'll do it for a few years, take advantage of the money, get out of debt, and then I'll go find my job and do my thing. But they're finding that the money's just too good, and that finding that job later on still can't compare to the amount of money you're getting with these rich men. Again, that's what happens when you don't have a giant middle class. When you have a giant middle class, the wealth has been spread enough around for everybody that everybody can win. There's enough wealth for everybody to share in, I should say, not spread around. And then something happens, banker bailout, laws change, regulations change. You're a regular bank, but now you can become an investment bank, so you can take your account holders' money and invest it wildly. And if you fail, we'll bail you out at the taxpayer expense. Now you have a shrinking middle class, and a very large increasing of this tiny little 1% or 0.1%, even more so, making more and more and more money, transferring more and more of that middle class wealth to themselves. So a guy that's worth 10 million bucks, he's a 1%er, you could say, not a 0.1%er. So if these 1%ers are asking these girls to do some pretty weird things, I wonder what the 0.1%ers would do to those women. I think that one girl found out with the cigarette butts being put out on her arm. That kind of stuff. You're not human. I'm a god. I'm a god amongst insects, as they said on the Xavier Cerebro, his enemy guy. You are a god among insects. Come with us. You know, the bad guys with the superpowers. And I'm a god among insects, and you are my plaything. And I've got a crazy, despicable imagination and some weird fantasies that you are going to do. And here's why. Massive wad of cash. One girl said, I think she made around $400 or $500 one night. I think it was the Asian girl. She went on a couple dates or something, regular dates, nothing else. She made $500 that one time. She was very happy. She goes, I didn't have to open this and count this. These are all 20s. I already know, because she's been doing this for a while, I already know by feeling the thickness of this money in my hand that this is $500 in 20s. I can just tell. And it was. She knew it by, oh, I know what $500 feels like in my hand, $20 bills. They say, is this always, how do you get paid? Is it always cash? Absolutely always. It's never not cash. You always are dealing with pure cash. So think about that. Day job. Oh, fill out this W-2. Fill out this W-9. Oh, you're self-employed. Fill out a W-9. Oh, you got to pay taxes. IRS show up. Your bank account showing up. They've tried. Got a letter from the IRS. This company paid you money. You didn't put that on your tax return, so you still owe a little more. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me add that and fix that. Amended W-2. Here you go. So not only that, that these girls are making huge money, they also realize, oh my God, I don't pay any taxes. This is a tax-free business. So even that $16 an hour job isn't $16 an hour because they got to pay taxes. Take out the federal taxes, the the company takes workers' comp, but all the little taxes that come out of your paycheck. Social Security, you name it. Gone. $500 in your hand tonight? It's all yours. You're not paying Uncle Sam. So you're becoming a tax cheat as well. Not that I give a crap about the tax cheat part of this day and age. I mean, again, these girls are doing what they got to do to survive. Who am I to talk about a tax cheat? Oh, you're a tax cheat. Yeah. Uncle Sam is raping and pillaging us. If you can get away with not paying some kind of taxes or doing what the corporate powers do, cooking the books, you got to do what you got to do to survive, just like these women. So I wanted to just share that with you. This is not something you should be seeing in a country described as America. Greatest democracy, chase the American dream. It's available for everyone. Come here, you can make it. You can make it, all right, being a sugar baby. You can really make it. But anything else, college degree, 4-year degree, just doesn't pay these days. And you're left with a huge burden of debt. Take care.